Today on PlayStation News, Sony and Microsoft may have a deal over 2 Astrobot Cameos. Could Flight Sim be the next Xbox PS5 port? PS5's hot streak continues in Europe. Black Myth Wukong review roundup, and the download size for the game has been revealed, and more. Let's get to it. Hello friends, welcome back to Hyper4Games. My name is Joseph and this is PlayStation News, where we talk about the top PlayStation and gaming stories for the day. Hoping you are doing great and you had a great weekend. I got to play a little bit of Assassin's Creed Valhalla among the doing errands and all stuff, so still catching up to all games. And well, this week is Gamescom week, so there should be a lot of news. I'm still split over doing reaction to Gamescom. I haven't been too excited about Geoff Keighley's shows as of lately. I think they have like a great lineup of games, but at the end I don't end up liking a lot of the games. There's a few games that I pick up that I enjoy, but like sitting there for almost 2-3 hours for just a couple of games, like it's not worth it for me. Maybe I do like a half reaction during my lunch break from work, or maybe I do a reaction after the fact when I leave work and before recording this show. So still not sure how it will go on Tuesday, but I'll let you know on the community tab, so check that out. Before moving on, some housekeeping. You can now find this show as a podcast on YouTube. It has been as that form even when it was like a short 10-minute video, so you can find that there, but you can also find it now on Spotify as a podcast format, both audio and video, so check that out, and thank you for your support. And with that, let's move into our first story, which is, it seems that Sony and Microsoft have an agreement regarding 2 cameos that are going to appear in Astrobot, the game coming out in September 6th. This is based on a leaked copy of the game, so there's someone who got their copy over 2 weeks before the game's official launch. And I'm gonna do a spoiler warning here because I'm gonna be talking about specifically these 2 cameos that are related to Microsoft. So if you don't want to be spoiled about that, this is your last chance to skip to the next section. You can do so with the chapters that appear on the side or in the description. You can jump into the next section if you don't want to be spoiled regarding the game. And with that, let's move into the spoiler section in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what happened is that over the weekend there was a video posted that it's 15 minutes long, and it shows several areas of the game. It shows how the game works. There have been multiple videos over the past months, like from, I believe, from China Joy and other showcases that they have been doing. So yeah, this video had like it showed like one of the maps, and it has like this like the desert section that appeared in the original trailer, and also like a tropical one, and the frozen section as well. It also shows what's the mechanic for you to be moving forward in different levels. You have to like rescue a certain amount of bots so that you can create a bridge and move to the next area. It also showed a little bit of like a space map, and I believe that's like the final section of the game that was also teased in the original trailer. Now, with this 15-minute gameplay video, someone posted the full list of cameos that they could see over that gameplay, and I don't know if it's over that gameplay or like all of the gameplay videos, if there have been more. I didn't check the 70 plus cameos that are gonna be, because I also don't want to get spoiled about them. But there's been 2 specifically that people have been talking about online, and it's Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon. So the two characters are cameos, are bot cameos in the game, and of course these characters are no longer under Sony, so they are owned by Activision. Thus they are now owned by Xbox, and it could be that Sony had a deal with Activision before Microsoft acquired them, and now like Microsoft and Xbox are just honoring this agreement. Or it could be something that they worked during the whole thing, or after the fact, who knows. So with that, there was also YouTuber Ecstasis, Argentinian YouTuber Ecstasis, who also commented on all of this, and he even posted the pictures, which I didn't posted them because I didn't want to go like full spoilers on all of this. But yeah, there's two pictures of those two bots, and they appear in the game. So yeah, for them to be in the game, there has to be a deal between both companies, either if it was worked on before or after. And if it was worked on before, as I said, they are probably honoring it, so it's great for that. And Microsoft has been known for playing great in terms of like recognizing the history of characters in other platforms. Like they also allowed Banjo to be on Smash. And they have also allowed Nintendo to publish some games from the Rare collection onto their library. So yeah, it's great to see them working with all of the companies, and it's also something fresh in all of the console war that you can see online every time. So kudos to them, and yeah, I can't wait for the game to hit on September 6th. This is probably one of the few that I'm gonna play on release, because as I said, I have been catching up on all stuff most of this year. So yeah, definitely looking forward to it, and let me know if you guys are looking forward to it. What do you think about Microsoft playing along with Sony to have these two characters and recognizing the history of these two characters under the PlayStation banner? So yeah, let me know about that in the comments below. So let's keep talking about Microsoft and Sony, because last week we had the whole story about a possible port for a new Xbox game on PlayStation. So again, a quick rundown on everything that happened. So it all started on Resedera from Insider Shinobi, who hinted like we would be getting an announcement for an Xbox game on PlayStation this week. From that, several people started like speculating, and other leakers and insiders started jumping into this information. We had YouTuber Ecstasis again saying that the game is going to be Forza Horizon 5, but there's some contradiction to that, because Windows Central, Jez Corden, and the Verge Tom Warren have said that it's not Forza Horizon but something else. And to that, there have been also like more speculation online, and this time came user Bernoulli on NeoGAF, and he posted back a screenshot from back in January from user Gestri. I hope that is pronounced like that Gestridens or Gestridens. I don't know. It's a user on Discord that posted a bunch of information, and he said that this user has a 100% record. I don't think he has a 100%. But he started predicting a bunch of stuff back in January that really happened. For example, they said that Xbox was going to be fully multi-platform. That still has not happened. They have not said they are going fully multi-platform. They have only announced a few games. But he went on and he said that there were a lot of games that were being changed to a third party, including the next ID Software game, which we now know as Doom: The Dark Ages, and it's coming to PS5. So that's one that he got right. He also said that other Bethesda games have been pushed to be that were exclusive were pushed to be multi-platform. That still has not happened, because Starfield is not. There's still not a port for PS5 that we know of, and we don't know if that's the game that's getting announced. Some insiders have said it's not, that there are no plans for Starfield yet. There was also like Blade that got announced last year, but Microsoft was a little bit cagey as to what platforms that was coming on, and they confirmed a few weeks after that, after the event, after the Game Awards, that it was gonna be coming on Xbox. But like, people are still thinking that it could be coming to other platforms as well. There's also like the Elder Scrolls that is still like 5 or more years away, and we don't know if it's gonna be coming to PlayStation. But according to this user, some of those games have been changed to multi-platform. Now he hit several things besides Doom: The Dark Ages. I think they also hit all of the games that were coming to PlayStation, like Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Sea of Thieves, and all of that. They also said that Indiana Jones, that was before the Xbox event that happened in January as well, that Indiana Jones would be having Troy Baker as the voice actor, and that was something that Xbox revealed later after that. And they also mentioned that Hideo Kojima was finally making a movie, and that's something that was revealed at the State of Play that happened in January as well, where we learned about Pheasant, this tactical espionage game that is also a movie of some sort. So yeah, this user got several things right, announcing them before they happened. And among those, he mentioned that one of the games that was gonna become multi-platform is Flight Simulator, and that has not happened yet. So people are saying, well, this guy got several things right in January. Flight Simulator has not happened yet. Maybe that's the game that Xbox is gonna be announcing as multi-platform this week for PlayStation. But again, as Tom Henderson also posted like a tweet saying that we are on a second batch of Xbox games getting ported, and people are throwing like everything at the wall to see what hits. The truth is that like we still don't know, like it has not leaked so far. We'll probably learn during the opening night live event and during Gamescom. So yeah, we'll have to check the rest of the week and see what happens in regards to this announcement, or maybe it could even be delayed and nothing happened this week, and we are all left with clown faces that nothing is being ported from Xbox to PlayStation. But we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's Flight Sim? Do you think it's Forza Horizon 5? Do you think it's something else? Do you think they won't announce any games from Xbox coming to PlayStation this week? Let me know in the comments below. And with that, let's move into PS5. The hot streak in terms of sales continues, even if the console is not selling as much as last year. This is from the European charts that was revealed by GameIndustry.biz last Friday. So PS5 was still market leader in Europe, even if they have sold like 56% less than they did last July in 2023. Switch was second, but even then Nintendo also sold 29% less than they also did in July last year. And Xbox was third with minus 42% versus July last year. So overall sales for consoles are not that good, as we have seen during the rest of the year. They have been declining for all three. And overall sales for this month across all three platforms were 6% down compared to last year. What's the reason for that? Like, simply the lineup. We don't have a lineup from all three platforms that is probably as compelling as what we had last year. By this time last year, we had Hogwarts Legacy, which was a huge system, like a huge seller, not system seller, it was a huge seller in terms of games by the end of the year. Nintendo also released The Legend of Zelda around May, so it had like up to this point to sell a lot of systems as well. They also released like a new system, a new theme system for the game. So yeah, even when you see like the lineup, last year we had Exoprimal, Pikmin, Remnant 2, Ratchet for PC, F1 Manager 2023 in July, and then July 2024 only has like Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail, Zenless Zone Zero, Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn, EA Sports College Football, and Kunitsugami and F1 Manager 2024. And none of those games you're gonna see in a minute, none of those games were in the chart for July 2024 for the games that sold the most. So yeah, like in terms of lineup, there was a more exciting lineup last year for all consoles. And yeah, like we'll see what happens before the end of the year. Like for PlayStation, they need the PS5 Pro to give a boost on sales, and they also need to show what their roadmap for PS5 looks like, so that it could continue selling next year. Like next year is looking a lot better in terms of releases for all three, so it should probably improve next year, so we'll see. In terms of accessories, this time it was the DualSense that like it's still number one in Europe every month, but it didn't, like they didn't mention anything about the PlayStation Portal, and we have been hearing that PlayStation Portal has been doing great in the US and the UK. It was the number one accessory in terms of revenue for both regions. But it seems like it's not happening in Europe. At least they didn't, like, game industry didn't mention anything about that. But even accessories overall for all consoles and platforms were 20% less than last year. So yeah, it's not looking good in terms of hardware for Europe. So yeah, let's move, and you are going to see the list of games. So in terms of games, EA Sports FC24 was still number one. The reason for this is that there was the whole UEFA Euro competition, so they were boosted by that. They even sold more games than FIFA 23 last year. More copies. I mean, it sold 69% more than FIFA 23 when comparing July this July to last year. So yeah, EA Sports FC24 keeping the first spot to them for the past couple of months. Grand Theft Auto 5 went up from number 3 to second, so it went up one spot. Elden Ring is still doing great from the release of the DLC. It's number 3, down one spot. It was second last month. Red Dead Redemption went from 5 to number 4. Hogwarts Legacy goes down one spot from number 6 to 5. No, sorry, it went one spot from number 6 to 5. Civilization 6 is at number 6, and Battlefield 5 was not rated. It came up to the top 10. And Hitman Absolution, it was given up as a free game from Amazon Prime, so that's what broke the game up from not being in the top 10 to being back in the top 10. There was also Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD was the only game in this top 10 that has been released this year. Everything else was released last year. And well, Elden Ring got the DLC recently, but like even then that was released 2 years ago, so yeah. And It Takes Two was also boosted back to the top 10. It was not in the ranking the previous month. So yeah, the only game that was released this month in terms of like new releases was EA Sports College Football 2025, and that landed in UK. It was inside the top 10, but on Europe it was like number 39. So in terms of games, it also saw an improvement in terms of overall sales from all the games sold, improved by 3%. So in terms of game sales, it's doing good. It's everything else like consoles and hardware that is not doing that good. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about all of these results. And PS5 still doing great despite not matching what it did last year, but still commanding, like it had commanded the full year in all three regions. I don't think it has lost any of the months. It has been number one in each region since the beginning of the year, and it could be that by the end of the year it's still gonna be #1 in every month, and for the full year. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about all of this. With that, let's take a look at Black Myth Wukong, because the reviews were released last Friday, and as of now the game has an 82 on both OpenCritic and Metacritic. I posted for you guys like a recap of some of the reviews, and I'm gonna do like a small roundup here. So on the positive side, we had Rashid Saeed from Gaming Bolt giving it a 10 out of 10. He said that Black Myth Wukong delivers a breathtaking combat, stellar production quality, and unforgettable boss fights. Its few quirks don't hold it back from being one of the genre's best games in recent memory. Subican from CG Magazine, a Canadian magazine, gave it a 9.5 out of 10, saying that Black Myth Wukong masterfully takes what makes a good Souls-like tick without selling its own soul, delivering what is the best action game of the year. We go now through the middle of the rank. We have Mitchell Saltzman from IGN giving it an 8 out of 10, saying that despite some frustrating technical issues, Black Myth Wukong is a great action game with fantastic combat, exciting bosses, tantalizing secrets, and a beautiful world. I was checking his review a little bit and he had issues with the PC version, but it appears that the PS5 version also has some issues, so hopefully they fix that with some patches, like the day one. I'm pretty sure they will have a day one patch or something like that. We'll see, but yeah, hopefully they can fix everything regarding the issues that it has. Austin Wood from Games Radar also gave it a 4 out of 5 and said that despite some frustrations, Black Myth Wukong feels great and finishes strong, so strong that I have a mind to give New Game Plus a try, if only to find yet more stuff I missed. And on the lower end we have Dalton Cooper giving it a 3 out of 5. He is from Game Rant. He said that Black Myth Wukong is a game that shies away from the Souls-like label, yet it is clearly going for the Souls-like audience. It is far from the best in the genre, but it's also not the worst game that has followed in Dark Souls' footsteps. If you go in expecting a mostly standard Souls-like experience with some blood-boiling boss encounters mixed with basic level design, you will have a better time than if you were going into it expecting it to be a traditional character action game. So yeah, it seems like there have been some confusion if the game is a Souls-like or not. Like I think they mentioned that it was more an action game similar to what God of War is, but it seems like it has some Souls-like mechanics of some sort. So yeah, it seems like you will have a better time if you go expecting it to be a Souls-like than a traditional action game. So I also asked you guys on the community tab if you are going to play the game on day one, and out of 35 votes, 40% have said that you have pre-ordered the game or will be playing it on day one. 46% are not sure and maybe wait for it on a sale, and 14% said that you were not interested in the game. I think I'm on the 46%. I think I want to play it. As I've said several times here in the channel, I'm not a huge Souls or roguelike fan. Like, it's not the genre that I'm most interested in. Like from the Souls genre, the only one that I've finished is Bloodborne, and yeah, it's not. I'm more interested in what a God of War offers than what a Souls-like offers. So I'm still interested in it, so I'll probably check it out, but maybe when it comes down in price at some point. Now, for anyone looking to play the game at launch, or well, even if you're going to play later, you're gonna have to make a lot of room for it on your PS5, because it was revealed by PlayStation Game Sites on Twitter that this game takes around 104 gigabytes of space. And well, the tweet is not loading here right now. let's give it. Okay, there we go. So yeah, 104 gigabytes of space on PS5. It's version 1.7. The preload is available right now, and it's interesting that the game also broke records on Steam in terms of preload. It seems like it broke records in terms of the bandwidth that has been used to preload the game, and a record that was held by Cyberpunk 2077. So yeah, there's a lot of demand for the game, so congratulations to Game Science, like in terms of all the reviews and all of that. It's not surprising that it's that huge. Like, I remember seeing God of War when God of War Ragnarok came out, it took like over 90 gigabytes or something like that. This one uses Unreal Engine 5 and it looks insane. I was even checking the benchmark tool on PC over the weekend, and it looks insane. So yeah, with how it looks, it's no surprise that it's taking the like this much space. And yeah, games have been taking a lot of space since this generation started. Even like the last few years of the last generation. So yeah, it's not a huge surprise. And yeah, again, let me know if you guys are going to be playing it, or are you gonna wait for like a sale or something like that. Let me know in the comments below. And with that, let's move into some quick fire stories. And we move into The Last of Us, and this is out of the gaming space and into the TV series and PlayStation productions. So The Last of Us Season 2 is still underway, and the series is expected to wrap up filming at some point this year. It should be out in 2025, Season 2, and we even had a recent trailer at the House of the Dragon Season 2 series finale, or season finale. But now we also have some information that regarding the behind the scenes stuff and for the character of Abby, and this was revealed by Dina actress Isabella Merced in a recent episode for the Happy Sad Confused podcast. So what she revealed there is that HBO thought that the character of Abby has so much toxicity from the community, and there was an increased risk for the actress. So they had her extra security for when she was moving around filming and all of that. And to that, Isabella Merced said on the podcast, "There's so many strange people in this world because there are people that actually genuinely hate Abby, who is not a real person. Just a reminder, not a real person. Caitlyn had to be extra secured by security when it came to the filming of this." I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, the backlash for the game was big, and I believe like the audience for the TV series is huge, and people are gonna go crazy with this. I don't know how they're gonna frame everything in terms of like, I worry because there's only 7 episodes, and I don't know how they're gonna frame everything, and it seems like it's gonna cover most of the stuff, but they have said that they may also need a new season. So yeah, the events, I don't want to get into spoilers of what happens, but people are gonna be mad. And again, I fully agree with what Isabella said. Like, I didn't dislike the character of Abby, but I understand if you disliked her. But all of that about like sending death threats, like people send the original voice actress Laura Bailey send her like death threats of the like around the character, and harass her on social media and her family, which is completely nuts and wrong. I get. Yeah, like, you could dislike the character, you could go online and say you didn't like the character because A, B, and C and all of that, but I don't think it, like, going after the voice actors or even Neil Druckmann was also harassed and was sent death threats for something that is his work, and that he should have the power to decide what the story he wants to tell is. So yeah, I don't agree with people doing that, and I hope that like it's gonna be crazy when it happens. All the events happen in the series, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully nothing like what happened to Laura Bailey happens to Caitlyn Dever. And yeah, I think people are gonna go crazy. Hopefully she's safe, and I don't know, we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think about all of this, and did you like Abby or not? What do you think about people sending death threats about something like that? Yeah, let me know in the comments below. With that, let's move to Santa Monica, because there's been some speculation about what they are doing. We know that a little bit that they could be working on a new IP that is being led by Cory Barlog. So he didn't direct God of War Ragnarok, he was a producer on that game, and he's supposedly directing this other new IP that he's working on that is being speculated if it's like a space adventure or some sort. But could they also be doing a God of War besides that? Like, it's something that people are questioning right now because of this job posting that appeared on the Santa Monica website. So they are looking for a senior hero combat designer, and what piqued people's interest is that they are looking for a candidate who is fluent with the combat design choices, systems, mechanics, and enemies in God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok. And that person should also be able to speak and discuss in depth about all of the elements like characters, combat systems, and all of that regarding other third-person RPG action games. So it seems pretty obvious. I'm usually of the thinking that these job postings are usually a lot more generic than what people think them to be. Like I was saying in a previous episode, that I think they are a lot broad in terms of like the profile that they are looking for. But this one is very specific, and I understand why you would think if a God of War is if they are working on another God of War. There was recently one similar for Sucker Punch regarding Ghost of Tsushima, and we kind of know they are doing Ghost of Tsushima too. So, and they were looking for someone who understood everything regarding the original Ghost of Tsushima in terms of like systems, mechanics, and all of that. So we know they are working on that. We know that Santa Monica is not gonna jump to a new IP and leave God of War behind. They are probably gonna revisit it at some point. There have been rumors of like remakes of the previous games. There have been rumors of like if they are going with another game in like a new game like to make it a trilogy. But we'll see what happens. This one's very specific. I think they will do a new God of War at some point. Even if it's something like God of War Ascension, where it was like a prequel of some sort, maybe they add something like that. But yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say they will be working on a new God of War at some point. Maybe after this new IP or in between, we'll see. Let me know what you guys think about all of these rumors, and if you think they're gonna be working on a new God of War besides this rumored new IP that they are also doing. With that, let's move to another update in terms of PlayStation Stars. And this is the loyalty service for PlayStation in terms of like you buy stuff on the PlayStation Store, you get coins, and you can redeem these coins for like credit for PSN or like some different games. So PlayStation did a recent update in August, like when they add new quests and all of that, and this time they have removed most of the games that you could redeem in terms of rewards. So you now have only Stellar Blade and the Destiny 2 Lightfall DLC, and some of the like items and virtual currency for Genshin Impact. But before this update, you could get like Helldivers 2, Rise of the Ronin, Balatro, Minecraft, among others. Still, like, the thing is, I think it's mostly the lack of communication from Sony in terms of like this app. They usually change stuff in this app and they don't they don't tell anyone about it. Similar to what happened with the whole thing about the service going down for over a month, and they didn't say anything up until like week number 3 before it was going when it was gonna come back. So yeah, like in the end, like claiming these game rewards are not the best way you could use your points. Like the best way is always the PlayStation wallet funds, simply because the games are gonna go down in price at some point, and you could get the extra $5 or $20 off from when the game gets discounted. And on top of that, the new purchase that you make is gonna make you some coins back, and if you redeem the other one, I believe it doesn't give you some points back. So again, go with the wallet funds if you are going to redeem your points. And I think the complaint is mostly that just they update this app and they don't say anything about it. So now you know about this change, and again, go with the wallet funds. Moving on, we have the price for Until Dawn may have leaked ahead of its pre-order on August 21. So Sony explained a little bit of what the upgrades are gonna be for this game last week. They said that it has Unreal Engine 5, so it has improved characters, improved backgrounds, improved elements in the scenery and all of that. It also has new motion capture. They made a lot of changes to what the game is. It's very similar to what the Last of Us Part 1 is, and even in price it's similar to The Last of Us Part 1. So the leak comes from Bill Kun, the guy that does the PlayStation Plus leaks. He's very accurate. They are very accurate with those leaks. So this is likely gonna happen. So according to him, the price will be full $60 for the equivalent in your region, 70 euros, 60 pounds, 110 Australian dollars, and 80 Canadian dollars. And yeah, it's similar to The Last of Us. The Last of Us came out at $70. This one, they put it $10 less than what the Last of Us Part 1 remake was. There was no upgrade path for The Last of Us, and there likely won't be an upgrade path for this one. I think this is I don't know, I don't want to say a mistake, because like making all of these improvements, and it seems more than a remaster. Like it doesn't seem like a remaster, but I don't think it's worth like the asking price for a full price, a full $60. Maybe it's just me, because I already finished the first game. I already finished the game and got the platinum and did all of the possible endings and all of that. So yeah, for me, $60. And I was saying in the previous episode that I was a little bit split on whether if I wanted to play it or not. As I know everything that happens, it doesn't have the same like shock value and all of that of all the story. And I don't know, I said that I wanted, based on what they announced on like the improvements, I wanted to play it even if I was... Hey guys, I've had some issues with my PC and it crashed when I was recording this. So to continue on, I don't think the $60 is gonna make me jump into the Until Dawn remake, for as much as I like the original game and the series. You could find the PS4 version for as low as $6. It has gone that low in sales. And it was also part of the PlayStation Plus collection for PS5 that came out in 2020 and was removed in 2023. It's currently on PlayStation Plus Extra, and you can expect them to remove the game at some point before this one launches in October. So yeah, this leaves the question then, like, for who is this game? Now there have been rumors that Firespray Studio is doing a horror game, and people believe is is a sequel to Until Dawn, that is an Until Dawn 2. So this would be to push that. And also there's a new movie that's coming out at some point. It recently started like filming, and it's gonna film up until October. So that's gonna come out at some point. I don't know, I think next year or the following year. So they want this game to be out when this movie comes out. So they expect it to have like the similar results as with The Last of Us, that all of the games got a bump in terms of sales when the TV series came out. I don't think it's gonna have the same impact, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with all of that. Again, $60 is not gonna. I don't think it's worth it for me, having played and completed the original. But let me know if you guys are looking forward to Until Dawn, the remake, or you played the original and you are not planning to play this. And last story here is regarding to what I was talking at the beginning with Gamescom. So it's happening this week, and Geoff Keighley has been hyping it in terms of like the games that are coming out, and he also did a trailer yesterday. So yeah, this time he also posted about a game that is not coming out, and sadly for any Hollow Knight fans, Silksong is not gonna be there. I know people have been waiting for this game to get a release date ever since the 2022 Xbox showcase, when it was teased that the game could be coming in the next 6 months or something like that, so, or during the first half of 2023. And then Team Cherry said that they wouldn't be able to deliver the game within that time frame, so they delayed even further, and it has been missing since then. And people are waiting every time there's a showcase or an event. People are waiting for this game to happen. But well, Geoff Keighley said that Team Cherry is still cooking and the game is not gonna be there, so that you can temper your expectations and know that there's not gonna be Hollow Knight Silksong at Gamescom opening night live. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Gamescom. As I said, I'm not a whole lot excited about the show, and even Gamescom is even a little bit like it usually has more. It doesn't have these blockbuster games that are usually shown at Summer Game Fest. So it has some other type of games. Not to say that they are bad. Like, again, there have been good games that I like from these shows, from Gamescom and Summer Game Fest and even Game Awards. But I think the format is not working for me as of late. So yeah, I don't know. I'll let you know in the community tab if I'll be covering Gamescom and doing a reaction to the show. And with that, that's everything that I have for today. There are no new releases for Monday, but Tuesday there's Black Myth Wukong and all of that. We'll be covering that on the next episode, and also a recap of everything that happened on Gamescom. Even if I don't do a reaction, you can expect that to be here. So yeah, that's everything that I have for today. Let me know what you guys think about all the stories that I covered here regarding the Astrobot Cameos, the possible team up between Xbox and Sony to have those cameos in the game. What's the game that it's gonna be? What's the Xbox game that is getting announced for PlayStation? Is it Forza? Is it Flight Sim? What do you think about Black Myth Wukong? Like, are you looking forward to the game? What do you think about the reviews and all of that? So yeah, let me know about all the stories that we talk here. So if you enjoyed this, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more. And again, you can find this as a podcast form on both YouTube and Spotify now. So again, thank you guys for your support. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.